See if you can see. There we go. Welcome again to the SkyBridge August 2025 health check and notifications. Okay. So, of course, it's basically doing a self audit. Normally, you would have individuals come in and do a third party audit, or you have an EPA or federal audit, or maybe a state audit. Okay. And of course, a lot of the information that you're going to see is what they actually come out and do. And these are a list of all the things that you can actually run the store procedure on to display any abnormalities that you may have in your database here. There's just a list of them here. And again, most of it is compliance, but some of it is just cosmetics. So it's just, not looking good. It works, but it just doesn't look right. So we will see some of that too. But this is SkyCheck, and these are some of the details of each one that it brings out. I can make sure you guys get a copy of this too. Just like chemical state, rule set mismatch, class changes, components that has changed, you give you a list of those. Chemical state mismatch, like you might have a gas vapor on the component, and well, this one here is pumps marked as gas vapor, and normally that's compressors that are gas vapor when that happens. So that would display to you the abnormality, and then you can go and fix it as need be. So again, these are just some of the descriptions of the things that will change. It's 2 pages of it. Manually entered inspections, midnight monitoring, how hot it is. Some people do monitor at midnight. But in any case, that will be displayed for you to take a look at. So you just go down the list and take a look. Okay. These are the different ones here. Now, this is the tool. It's under reports, and then you have health check. You'll see health check. And I just ran one that's called compliance group on components that do not match the unit. So in SkyBridge, just like in its predecessor LeakDOS, in most cases, if not all, the unit name and the compliance group are the same. All your compliance reports are pulled from the compliance group description here. So in that case, if the unit name is matched, then you get the right number of those. In this case, I ran this one compliance group on the component that do not match the unit. I got 12 that came back. And as you can see, I have the unit is FCC, but the compliance group is storage. So when I run my report for storage, these will be added to those. So I need to find out, go out in the field and see and verify if these components are in the FCC unit or in there in storage. And here's a little export button here that you can export this information. Any results you can export and then go out and find that information and fix it. Sometimes it's 12, sometimes it's a lot. But of course, we have the global tools there that we can globally make changes if need be. Okay. So again, the goal is to find the problem before you do have a state or a federal audit, and then document. Document all that information that you find, document what you fix when you fix it. Now, what can help you do that is, like here, I created a folder under File Manager in SkyBridge. You have the File Manager system where you can keep all your files right there in one spot. There's one called Self Audit. So since I exported that Excel spreadsheet, I can keep that in a folder called Self Audit, showing you that I found this. And then, of course, you don't have to do that, but you can show where you found this and then show what you did to fix it. And it's all under the Self Audit box here. And then also what I like to do too is with the self audit, I create a folder, right? And I keep all my documents there that I did an audit on. And not only can you keep that there, you can actually, the components, those 12 components that I found, I can add a comment to those before I change. It just says, something simple, self audit change these components. And I just highlighted all those comments on here. That, hey, I did something in the past for those components. I changed something there. There's some other places I'll show you here that documents that, but also I can link that spreadsheet that I found to these components too. They won't be changed. After they be changed, you can always go back and look at the Excel spreadsheet and look at what they were. Now, the last thing is the catch-all, which is the component archives. I don't know if you ever used that before, but anytime you make any changes in SkyBridge, it keeps track of what was changed, when. And the important thing is who did it, right? What they changed, who did it. And of course, you can always come back and find out the changes that were made during your audit here under component archives. Okay. So that's going to be a help to you there. So let's take a look at how I'm gonna go about fixing those 12 components that I found that were had a mismatch on them. Okay, let's go into SkyBridge. So I'm gonna go into SkyBridge here, and again I'll run that same tool, configuration tool. Uh, it's under reports, health check, and I'll run that same little one. You can just hit the next button here. You can start off like if you just do this maybe once a quarter, however you want to do it, you can just do that. And this one here, for the first one on the list, it says here the problem is the component chemical state is light liquid, but notice the one that's on the rule. It's light liquid gas vapor, which you can get away with. Because they probably have the same frequency, the same leak definition, and all that stuff. It just looks bad. Light liquid gas vapor, you might want to, tinker with that. Uh, put a light liquid or gas vapor. You actually have to find out what they are. It is a lot of them, though. See that? But again, most of them, you can do a search here, like just light liquid gas vapor, and see which ones. It's like these here. Probably you can leave these alone, right? But the one with the gas vapor and light liquid, in most cases, they have the same frequency and same leak definition, but sometimes they don't. So you might want to look at that. Okay. And again, you can just hit the next button and go to the next one. You can do this once a quarter, once a month, however you want to do it. After a tagging project, maybe. This is the one that we looked at earlier. FCC unit and storage. So what we'll do is change it to the unit name to storage, okay, to make it match. So we export it. So we have presentation on it. We have that in the folder. But let's go over here to components, smart browse components here. And let's set a filter for that FCC, this description, unit description, and the compliance group is storage. So we're going to retrieve that. And it came up with the number amount. There's some other ones in there, so that's why you got 9. You had 12, but some of them have different compliance group. But the ones I'm concentrating on is the unit is FCC and the compliance group is storage. So I send these to quarantine. So I want to make sure that I want to globally change the unit name to storage. So I go to quarantine. I send them to quarantine. Well, you know how to do that, right? Let me just make sure that I show you how to do that. So here is, I already had a filter set for that. So select all, right click. I want to globally change the unit name to storage because right now you see is FCC. So I'm gonna send those components to quarantine, right? Select all the ones I want, and I've already sent them there, so save you some time. And now I can go to quarantine here under edits, retrieve, and those are the ones that I want to change. So I right click, edit selected, and here's the unit name. I'm gonna change it to, remember what I said I was gonna change it to? Storage, right? So here's the unit, change to storage, and apply changes here. Hit OK. And now if I edit this component, take a look at it, there's the unit name, storage right here. Okay. So let's go back to quarantine, and what we'll do is highlight them all, right click, select all, on hold select it, and then process them through. Okay. And then we'll run that little tool again to see if we made any progress there. Okay. Still should have about 3 left because they were different. Okay. So we go back to reports, health check, and then we'll go down to the one compliance group. Okay. So these are the ones that are left. Oh, these are FCC. Did I change the FCC story? Yeah. Okay. So we got 8 left to do. All right. So we can go through that and change that. But that's the way you would globally change those components there to make them match. But again, that's something that you can do periodically. And you can hit next, and it automatically runs when you hit next, right? Or you can just pick it and hit run again if you own it and you made some changes and you want to refresh the screen. That's but that's basically your health check, having a third party audit right there. And again, since you can have this on your cell phone or on your tablet, you can run a audit anywhere you have a Wi-Fi connection or browser, and for that matter, a browser and a Wi-Fi connection. You could run this tool. Okay. All right. And I'll make sure I'll send this to you, or you can just request it. But I'll send it. I have everybody's email. I'll go ahead and send this to you, and I'll send if someone is not here that you know. That's I can send you the recording too. So I have that for you. So the next one here is the notifications, and I'll show you that here. Notifications, and that's a good one. I really like that one. Let me see here.